what's going on out there, YouTube? This is Samuel Leggett representing JVS. So my great pleasure to give you guys a season 1 review for a show that I've been putting off for years. I don't know if it was, part of my perspective was that it was demonic. I didn't know if it was kind of just like over the top. I just had an uneasiness about it, probably because of like every time I would watch like a clip or like see, you know, like post art, like you have this like weird makeshift face that was like, you know, kind of like bondage, but then it's like open zipper, and I was like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And I gotta say that season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul, which is the show I'm about to talk to you guys about, might be one of the best first seasons that I've seen since Sword Art Online season 1. Like, for real. Like, it is so good. Now, I'll give you a quick disclaimer though before I even go into like the synopsis and kind of reading over things. This show is very violent. It's grotesque. I watched it uncut. It's featured on Funimation. Shout out to Funimation now with the streaming service. I believe they had the first 3 seasons. I'll talk about a little bit more details a little bit later about the director and other stuff that they have available. But it's very violent. Probably one of the goriest. Like, I think one of the things about the gore, it's not just like nonsensical gore. Like, there's moments in like I think the last 2 or 3 episodes of the season 1 that there's moments they don't even show it. It's just like you seeing the blood splatter and seeing like the talking over what's happening, and it's just like, oh my gosh. And again, it's rough. Like, there's some sick stuff in this one. Like, and it all centers around this man, and I was kind of just like, I feel so bad for Ken. I feel so bad for Kaneki, and but let's go through it real quick. So this was directed by Shohei Morita. He has directed a couple of different things, but he's got underneath his belt season 1, and I think Tokyo Ghoul 8 Route A, which I think Route A is technically the 3rd season. Which is weird because it's 13 episodes, and then they have like a season 2, which is Tokyo Ghoul RE. They also have a live action movie. The reason why I'm going through this is because Funimation has blessed me with the ability to be able to check out Tokyo Ghoul S, but I had no recollection of what Tokyo Ghoul was, so I had to go through the first season at least, and thankfully I understand now that the first movie that's live action takes place with a section of just season 1, and then the S takes place during the party with the obsessed person that wants to eat Kaneki, and it's gonna be really interesting to see that one live action. All of it's gonna be really interesting to see live action. But in terms of writing, in terms of pacing, in terms of processing these characters and what they're going through, I think it's done very well. But the synopsis reads that a Tokyo college student is attacked by a ghoul, a superpower human who feeds on human flesh. He survives, but has become part ghoul and becomes a fugitive on the run. And it's just so tragic, bro. Like, the way that it happens, because it starts off with Kaneki just literally with his best friend. Like, they're going and hanging out, and like he goes to this little diner, and he's waiting for this girl that he's kind of just waiting to like, and like then he goes and like gets a date with her, and then all hell breaks loose. Like, he gets attacked by this ghoul and like gets torn to shreds, and like he literally almost dies, and just like it is so crazy. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to make this a spoiler review, but I'm gonna try not to, because I think that some of you guys probably, just like me, have never seen this before. But if you understand what I'm trying to say, it's just like the way that it went down in the surgery and what he had to go through, and like he didn't ask for any of this. It just is happening to him, and it's continuously happening. Like, I mean, the second episode, I feel like, you know, he's got this understanding like what he's become. Like, he's got the hunger, the urge, but then like he knows if he does this is one moment. I think it's a really interesting moment in the second or third episode where he's talking to Antoka, and like she's like, look, you need to eat or you're gonna die. Like, you're not gonna survive like this. And he's like, no, I won't do that. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. And it's like he can't eat human food. The thing about ghouls is the fact that they can't eat human food. Like if they even try, it literally messes up their bodily system. Like they either one get completely ill or weak, or they have to immediately vomit it up. And it's kind of just like he can't eat even the normal things that he would love, and it's so destructive. I think the other thing about this is that the imagery and the visuals and the hand-drawn animation is so visceral because it captures these emotions so well from the character Kaneki. Like you literally are feeling for him because he is in stress, distress, anxiety throughout, and it's like initially it starts off with perpetual fear and like this concern of him changing into something that he doesn't want to be, which is not human. And by the end of it, man, like the last 3 or 4 episodes of the season, like it's some of the most, I don't know how to describe it, destructive character moments I think I've ever seen in an anime. And it's funny because I've seen animes like, you know, Ninja Scroll and like Berserk, and it's been some sick, nasty stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it's like this, it's like emotional stress, emotional torture, emotional abuse, I guess I would say. And on top of like the physicality changes of this man, and it's just like you have people that he would never even talk to on a regular basis that, I mean, are really dangerous. Like they're just as dangerous. Like Toka's first interaction with him, like she beats him almost to death. You know what I'm saying? And then tries to force some food down his mouth. Human flesh, like just leaves a head on his, like, and I'm like, bro, like you're gonna break this man. And the thing I think that I love about Kaneki is the fact that he doesn't break. He really doesn't. He transforms and he evolves, but he doesn't really break. Other notable characters that I would say were really fascinating to me would definitely be Amon and Moto, that are the what's the classification of these guys? I think they are considered to be the Ghoul investigators, but I think there's another word for it. But like Amon specifically, or so than Moto, because Moto, he's sick. Like he enjoys just making people suffer. You know what I'm saying? Ghouls and like he just extreme prejudice. Like nothing will change his mind on that. It's like Amon follows that path, but there's a reason. There's like a hidden past there. And I think the thing I love about this is that every single character is so rich. Every single character has depth. They have a past. Some of them past that we don't even know about. Like Amon, there was a moment that happened, it's a flashback, and it shows back to a kind of abusive situation. Moto, when he is like going through his situation and towards like the third or second act, and you find out like he had a family, you know what I'm saying? Kaneki, bruh, like everybody has a past. I mean, but even deeper than that, like there's even other characters that I think do stand out, that I find very fascinating. What else? Who would be another really good one that I would like to talk about? I think I was going to say Yuta. Yuta is very fascinating to me because Yuta is the only ghoul that I've seen that doesn't change his eyes. Like, I don't even know what his natural eye color actually is. He just stays in that. And does that mean that he's always eating? Is he always hungry? Like, I don't know if I can trust him, but he seems the most sensible and like melancholy, and he's just like, I just really want to know more about you so I can be able to give you the most efficient mask. And I'm just like, what? And it's funny because like he's a very fascinating character, but then you got these characters like Jason. Bruh, I don't think I've seen a villain like him in a long time. And the fact that this is being voiced by my man that plays the role of Vegeta and All Might is insane, because like he's so sick. Like I thought initially like Moto like is like really the real bad guy, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, nah, this dude Jason's sick. Like what he does to some of the characters in this first season is some of the worst stuff I've seen. And it's funny because you don't even see it. Like, I mean, some of the stuff that he does, like, is behind the corners. And I'm like, I think that's a fine way of storytelling and animation, because a lot of times you feel like, oh, I gotta be unnecessarily gorgeous to be unnecessarily gorgeous. Like, this show proves you don't have to actually do that. Like, there's a lot of moments that, like, I feel like my imagination is shifting worse than what I'm actually seeing, which makes it better. That's why some of the best original, horror films took to that, because like that was the case. Like, they always put themselves in a situation, but again, surrounding all of that, you have like this war that's going on by the ghouls, the humans, and investigators. Investigators have deemed all ghouls as, a detriment to society, and they need to be eradicated. The ghouls, some of them have broke up into factions and want to stop the investigators and want to rule. And then another set of ghouls that just really are just trying to survive. But the problem is they have to survive off human flesh. And it's like, I don't know if it has to be dead flesh or not, but I mean, I don't know if it has to be live flesh or not, but here's where you got a character like Rize and her connection with Kaneki. Because Rize is what you call a binge eater, and there's so much riddled with who she is, where she came from, and it's just like, it's so fascinating. And the opening, bro, the opening of this show is so amazing. It's so amazing. Like, it's one of the most beautiful openings ever. Like the intro score is so good. The score in general is really good, and I think it helps with the tone of the entire show. Right now, my mouth is still hurting pretty bad. I'm still healing, but all in all, man, I give this first season a 10 out of 10, like, easily. I can't wait to see the next part. Now, the thing is that some people have said that the show goes downhill from here. I'll let myself be the judge of that. But I do know that, so Tokyo Ghoul released out in 2014, and Morita directed that, but then the next season, which is weird, which is Tokyo Ghoul Re, I believe, that is directed by somebody else. Now, the weird thing is that Re is actually, it came out in 2018, and it's got 2 seasons to it. So what I don't know what I should do is if I should go to Route A from Tokyo Ghoul, or if I should go Tokyo Ghoul, then Re, then Route A. Because I think the way the Funimation have it, it's got me going into Re. But I'll make sure and I'll confirm. Either way, I'm going to be going and checking out the live action pretty soon. And it looks like there's others. Man, there's a lot of other stuff. There's a lot of other animes for this. I don't know if these are movies or shorts or what. There's one for Jack. There's one for Pinto. Interesting. I'm curious now. I don't know. I don't know what to watch. Let me know in the comment section below what's the order that I should go into this. I'll research on my own. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this review for Tokyo Ghoul Season 1. I had a blast. I thought it was fascinating. And let me know if you guys want me to do any kind of reactions for any of the upcoming ones. And I will be watching the movie first before I go back and start the second season of whichever one this is. Because I have to go and look at the movie, and then I'm going to look at movie 2, and then we'll go from there, okay? I gotta go. Keep it locked. JBS, we ain't gonna stop. Have a blessed one, guys. Peace.